Serve the Lord with gladness. Come before his presence with singing. Know ye that the Lord, he is God. It is he that hath made us, and not we ourselves. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Psalm 100, verses 1 through 3.
It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far. Tune in quick cause you might just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far. Just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 No matter if you're near or far, tune in quick cause you might just miss the best show this side of the city. It's the Mac Man Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home or you in your car, no matter if you're near or far.
And grand rising to everybody. This is the Mac Man Morning Show. Grand rising, good morning on this great Friday, the 25th of April. April showers will bring Mayflowers. It's raining in our area and in our region. Of course, we're going to get that. But I'm just grateful. I'm grateful to be here with all of you. I'm grateful to be able to each and every weekday morning coming to you right here on the Mac Man Morning Show. Wait a minute. Now we have that in the chat. If you see on the screen, this wonderful woman that I do know that has a great organization called Sister to Sister. And Miss Tricia Henderson, and she's in the chat, and very busy on this morning. Mother's Day is coming up, folks. And Tricia Henderson takes care of and provides for women that have been addicted or are addicted, having certain situations and problems, and just may not be getting the necessary attention or care that they need. It's bad enough that things are happening, and addiction can bring a whole lot of things that we know. But then, is there anybody that's going to reach out their hands and say, hey, I'm going to help? We always complaining. We always talking about folks. We always judgmental, saying this, saying that, and thinking that we all of this and that our doo-doo don't stink and everything. But every day we got to put on our clothes because God gave you legs to put them on just like everybody else does. So who are we to step in and step in and uh, judge somebody for who they are. So I'm so glad that Trisha Henderson, I think since 2016, I've known her. And this is her 5th year anniversary with Sister to Sister organization in the greater Memphis area, Binghamton to be exactly right now. If you can do this for me, Ms. Henderson, in the chat, can you type in or put in how people can give to this special I'm going to run it every day of leading up into the week of Mother's Day. We want to do something special for the ladies at Sister to Sisters Drop In. And I don't know what they got up their sleeve, but we can help them. So if you could type in, Miss Henderson, your information, how they can contact you, and you can take them further with it. We had some technical problems, and we were going to have her on. And I just wanted to acknowledge that and to let you all know that the Magman Morning Show, we do support her in what she's doing. Like to say good morning to Keisha the stylist, the Lock Goddess of Memphis, who also lended her services to Sister to Sister to give the ladies an opportunity to have a first class, first worldwide, first class uh, beautician hair and locks and everything else. She's internationally known, and Keisha the stylist has a great clientele, and she wanted to do some things. And I'm not going to put that out there. That'll be for another time. But she came and put a smile. What would it take for us just to be kind to each other? What would it take for us to just love each other and be happy and to be able to reach our hands out, especially in these days and times that we live in? We got so much going on and so much that's approaching that we're going to need a helping hand. Them today, you tomorrow. It could be me, you today, me tomorrow. And we would want somebody to reach out. So please do. I'm going to get all the information, all the pertinent details of what we're trying to do and what she wants to do there. And they need a whole lot of things. They need volunteers. They need people to come in and to do the things that they need to do. Good morning, Miss Foxy, to Roxy. Let me say good morning to the crew first. Hold on one second. I'm going to get right back to what I was saying to our chairman of the Deacon Board, Deacon Alvin Moore. Good morning to you, to Sharon Reed, the section leader of the altos in the choir. Our trustee board chairperson is here. Ms. Foxy Two Roxy is here. Well, our usher should be here. I hadn't gotten any word from her. That's Alice, the blessed child of God. She'll be coming in, and Brother Lee will be coming in. But back to what I was saying again, that's urgency. If you want to do something, if you want to do something that you know that your money is going to be going, or your donations or whatever, and your time will be going to worthwhile organizations, Sister to Sister is the place that you should start. Yeah, brothers are okay, but then let's talk about the sisters. Let's help them in doing what they need to do. Now, the same way that you typed in good morning, Ms. Henderson, can you put some information, type some information how we can get you, or until I hadn't put anything into the system. I'll make sure that it's there from now on. I'd like to say good morning again to all of you all that are here. Grand Rising, good morning to all of you, and to Diane Black, our next Congresswoman from the state of Mississippi. Good morning to you and your wonderful father. Good morning to all of you all that are listening and tuning in. Those of you that I cannot see, that means you're in the bushes. Hello to the bushes. And those of you that I can see, and those of you that are listening by way of WKRA 92.7 FM, our license of signaling is with them also. Like to say great grand rising to D. Harris Interiors. Miss D. Harris, I told y'all that this production that we was trying, I don't know what happened. I just didn't have it together. And I'm grateful to Miss D. Harris for her calming effect of getting that we got the project done. I'm pretty sure you all gonna like it later on in our break. But right now, I wanted to bring to your attention a few things. No, it ain't gonna be what you think it is. No, I'm just kidding, folks. Don't mind me. What was that going? There's one story that I'm following that's really pretty. I'm pretty upset about it because of where it happened and how it happened, and I'm going to get to that part in a little bit. Um, as we know, the world leaders are going around the world, from around the world are all coming into the Vatican because of the departure of the Pope. The Orange Man is going over there. I don't know who's in the delegation. I don't know if anybody want to ride on the plane with him, but they're going over there. And to all of my Catholic brothers and sisters, I know that this is a difficult time for you, and I'm praying for you and your family and for the Catholic Church. We got to pray for everybody. You may not be Catholic, you may be Baptist or whatever you are. You still got to have love in your heart. I love God. I love God, and the Lord Jesus Christ is my Savior. That's all that matters. I don't have a label. So I just wanted to throw that in there. There's something that I was looking for that I don't quite have. Wait a minute now. I got that. There's a story that I was working on and that I saw before I get to the major part of the major thing I want to talk about, the disgraceful situation that happened in DeKalb County, Georgia, at a high school. Some of you might have heard about it. Some of you might not have heard about it, but when I got it, Martin G. Johnson had a discussion about this on last night. Good morning to you, Brother Martin G. Johnson, the original crime chaser. Martin was talking about it on his show, and I thought it was interesting because I wanted to talk about it, and I wasn't going to say anything about it today, but then I just decided that, hey, we're going to do what we have to do. Wait a minute, hold on a second. And we're going to talk a little business, and we're going to talk a little bit about some things that are going on. I kept trying to tell people that we're going to talk about these student loans and some things like that. There's some things going on, folks. I don't know why they have certain people in office. You said, Brother James Mack, why you say that? There are a lot of college students. There are a lot of college students that are going to college this year. And if you don't have a scholarship or something like that, you're going to have to pay for it. Yes, there's financial aid. I hope that it will be around. But according to what I see and what we've been hearing about student loans, they said that 5 million borrowers have defaulted on their loans and will be sent to collection. They're sending people to collections when the president was trying his best to help the students, and the Department of Education will bankrupt student loan buyers. I mean, let me say this, and that's why I always say that we should. Wait a minute. All right, I got that part right there. Thank you. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yes, she sure did. She came over and did those hairstyles, those natural. Now, while you're typing, Ms. Henderson, I need your information so that we can put it in there while we're on the air right now because going into next week, I'll have the information, but I don't want to get off the air without them having the contact information so that you can fill them in and so forth, just like you just did right there. And I got it up. Could you do that for me as I discuss this story? Now, you student loan borrowers, not buyers. They're bankrupt. They're saying that you will be bankrupt. They're banking. That means those hedge fund operators and those people on Wall Street. See, these loans are supposed to have been guaranteed. If there was a default, the government will guarantee the loan to the educational institution that you attend. Not that you won't. You got to get a job and everything else. You got to do things. We're coming right out of college, and everything. You've been waiting tables and trying to pass this exam and that exam, and you finally got there and trying to get things together. And the next thing you know, you get a bill in the mail saying that it's time for you to start paying on this debt for that piece of paper that you put on the wall. Mm-hmm. You're in debt. We gave you an advance to go have your education. The very vital and the most important thing that we should have next to living and breathing and knowing who God is having the education awareness of education, knowing something. Back in the 1960s, excuse me for that, back in the civil rights movement, they were marching in the streets for the right for children and for people to have the right to go to school. In the South, at a certain time, young people could not go to school during harvesting time. Not just summer. I'm talking about the real cotton harvest and the rest of that. There was no school going on. You going out at least for the black children, were going to the fields while the white children were going to school. Now here we are. We got a fair opportunity. The Department of Education was created around 1979 or so, and it was going to make sure that each and every state gets its equal share of what they need. I remember the Pell Grant. I had one. All I needed was a Pell Grant for that semester. It was in the city school, but I went to Columbia College, and that Pell Grant, I didn't have to take out a loan. That Pell Grant took care of that tuition for me. It helped me out a whole lot. It really did. It really did. Because I went to every class anyway. I went to, hey, Foxy, yeah. I went to every class that I couldn't pay for. I went to for other demanded, and the instructors didn't know. Long as you're doing the work, they didn't care. I'm paying to go here, so I took me a video class, a mobile production class. I took an extra radio class on top of what I've already had. I even had enough money to buy my books. And then I got them used. You could go to the bookstore and get those used books that they have. I saved a whole lot of money. And I was in town too. I'd take that sandwich that I got off the stove and everything and had lunch or whatever the case may be. I was blessed and fortunate that I did so good in class that the instructors and people that worked in the TV industry that had that money, they took us to lunch and stuff like that. So I didn't have to worry about it and anything. And when I became an intern, I didn't have to worry about too much or nothing because I worked for the top DJs, for Doug Banks and for Tom Joyner when Tom Joyner was at WJPC and Doug Banks was at WBMX, Oak Park. That's what a transmitter was. All right, now saying all that education that I got, even the goodies that I did have, I didn't have a student loan debt until Illinois Institute of Technology, slum school. I had signed a card with my name and information. Not all of it wasn't vital like Social Security number. I don't think it was. I hope it did. But anyway, they used my information and they opened up a student loan in my name for $3,200. This is what made me nervous. I ain't know nothing. And I was young and I was working and they took my income tax. Alice just came in. They took my income tax. So you owe. How do I owe? You owe student loan. I ain't got no student loan. I never went to this school. This is not what I need to be here for a medical assistant. Now I ain't even, that ain't even my profession. For a medical assistant, I'm in broadcasting. I mean, I wasn't getting a job in broadcasting then. I wasn't working in broadcasting then or nothing like that. But that's what happened. They snatched my taxes one time. They snatched it. Oh no, I can't have this. So once I had to petition and beg and plead, oh, it's you, it's not me. Then the school closed down. Then they was opened up for an investigation for, guess what? Student loan fraud. The federal government got them folks, and then that's the only way that I got that student loan forgiven. They were the crooks, and I had proof that they were taken away. They didn't give me no money back, though. I said, shoot, y'all need to give me my money back, but they didn't give me my money back. So we need to really look at this. And when I said education, folks, and I'm not trying to bore you, I'm really not. I want you to understand and see for your grandchildren and your children that are coming up. The expectations is this. If we keep a dumb society, or we keep the opportunities away from the young people, or these people that are coming up, our people can have the advantage. I'm just telling the truth. Why would you dismantle the Department of Education, the bedrock of learning and making sure that funds get to the right place? He don't care about your kids or grandchildren or anybody else's, making it only his kids. His kids go to the private exclusive schools for like the presidents and things like that. I think where the Obama kids, when he's going, he's in the top school. He ain't worried about tuition. He ain't never got to worry about college or anything. Please, Ms. Henderson, put your stuff in there. Or if Alice, if you can assist in some kind of way. Sister to Sisters in Memphis, Tennessee, in Binghamton, as the neighborhood. Sister to Sisters drop in. I think if you could look it up for me and get some information on giving, because I don't know if Ms. Henderson heard me. You wanted your kids to learn. We were destined to learn. We wanted to learn. We wanted to go to school. We wanted to get all of we wanted to go. See, the program came in. I had a summer job. You know, I had an opportunity to work for the Park District. Sure did. Work for the summer camp under the city. Park District summer camp at working. And then they would have hired you afterwards for seasonal worker. There were opportunities. We could go to school on grants, and they paid the tuition for us to go to trade school. Like Brother Lee was saying, there were opportunities. They needed the workforce. We really need a workforce now. But how are you going to dismantle the department? Oh, the states can take care of it. Don't you know that the state of Mississippi, with its low-life policy in education, don't spend any money in those rural school districts like Tallahatchie, Coahoma, and the rest of them. They got to beg for anything. See, when white flight, I'm going to say it, when the white people leave the community and go away, the money goes with them. Y'all ain't got to say nothing. I know I'm telling the truth. They call it white flight. When the black people move in the neighborhood, the white people move out. Now, y'all tell me if I'm lying or not. I ain't talking about white folks. I'm not talking about y'all. I'm just stating the fact. The advantages that you have are tremendous. You can go to the bank and get a loan for your small business. But Mac Media 3 Productions got to jump hoops and do any and everything. Okay. I was looking at a message, y'all. And you're looking at the situations and the things that are going on today, Foxy, people are nuts. The advantages that we had, our parents did not get a chance to go to school. They had to manually get out there and work. Grandpa, Paul, Daddy, whatever the case may be, couldn't go and could not spell cat, but they kept things together somehow. Y'all go to school. Y'all learn as much as you can learn. Learn how to read. And I was looking at Ray Charles the other day, and Ray's mama said, y'all learn to read and write and count so that the people won't cheat you like that. It says, scratch the lie and find the thief. Learn how to count. That lady knew that it wasn't no dollar, so you supposed to split every basket with me equally. And you didn't do it. She took them sheets and threw them down and said, you wash them. You give me my money. Look at what we had to go through. Washing the folks' sheets and the nastiness and scrub their toilets and haul they excrements and stuff out, the slop jaw. We I mean, we took a day. Oh, we the butler, the maid, drive you around in white gloves and tails, looking like Bella Lugosi Dragula or something. You rang. I saw the original In the Heat of the Night when Sidney Poitier slapped that man. That man slapped him, and he slapped that white man, and that black man liked to drop the tray. Because there was fear and intimidation and how dare you slap Mr. So-and-so? Mr. So-and-so, so-and-so, who are you? He said, he slapped me. I'm going to slap him back. Well, I'm supposed to be scared. I'm a policeman. Not only that, I'm a captain in the Philadelphia Police Department, that Sidney Poitier said. How much do you make? Old chief said. Y'all know Carol O'Connor played the chief in the Heat of the Night on the TV. Not that one. I'm talking about the real original. This man showing up act like, well, how much are you, man? I make $185 a week. He say, you make what? You make more than I make in a month. And then I make in a whole year. You make more all a year or something like. He said, man, how you making all? He said, I am a captain of detective homicide. And they had a homicide. You got the best detective, city trained and everything in there in that old hick town. They didn't even know what to do. We're great people. We're great people. I want you to know we're great people. Now, you might not think that we're great people after I play this next part. Brother Lee is coming, folks. And let me see if I can find this so that I can... Not yet. I don't want it yet. But video unavailable. Wait a minute now. Hold on a second. Okay. Let me see if I can get this. There was a situation that happened in a high school in Georgia. I'm going to a break first. I'll be back. Let me see if I can. I don't want to learn more. I want to get what I need to get. There was a situation at a high school in the Georgia area. Now I'm going to pull this up in a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get this thing here. See if I can. I want y'all to see this terrible situation that's going on. And I'm going to be right. We'll be right back with me. Something happened there. Wait a minute. We ain't going to show it right now. All right. I'm going to take a break real quick. Y'all go get y'all some coffee. You don't see it. It ain't came on yet. I got it lined up here. You're listening to the McMahon Morning Show right here on WKRA 92.7 FM, who has our signal by contract. And also you're listening to Mac Media 3 LLC Productions right here on YouTube, live streaming each and every weekday at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. That's 10 o'clock on the East Coast. On the East Coast, on the East Coast, y'all get up a little earlier than we do. We'll be right back after these messages. Y'all just stick around a little bit. We'll be right back.
Your home should tell your story. It should be stylish, comfortable, and uniquely you. Here at D. Harris Interiors, we don't just decorate. We design spaces that reflect your personality, your lifestyle, as well as your dreams. Whether you're revamping one room or you're transforming an entire space, here at D. Harris Interiors, we bring creativity, expertise, and heart to every project. Great design starts with connection, and I do take the time to understand your vision and to bring it to life with beauty and intention. So, are you ready to fall in love with your space all over again? Well, you just give D. Harris a call at 901-303-8099 to schedule your personalized consultation today.
If your locks ain't right and your twist is on limp, you know. Get over to Keisha Studio. Specialized in locks, natural hair, and extensions. When your hair needs that special attention, make Keisha Studios your next decision. Located 3964 Goodman Road E, Suite 122 in South Haven, Mississippi. Call 901-650-9487 for your appointment at Keisha Studios. You know.
Our families are precious. We work hard each and every day to make sure that they're safe and secure and have a future. Jones McDonald Insurance Agency, a full-service insurance agency, is here to help you with all of your needs, whether it be life, health, auto, home, or specialty insurance. Call Farmers Insurance Agent Latoya McDonald at 708-722-1538, 708-722-1538.
And we're back on the McMahon Morning Show. It's 31 minutes after the hour of 9 o'clock in the morning on this 25th day of April 2025. Woo, help us. Grand Rising. Wait a minute. Hold on, folks. Grand Rising and great day to all of you that are here and that are present. Okay, Foxy, y'all. All right, thank y'all. And y'all make sure that you tune in to Foxy and to Alice, Blessed Child of God's platforms. Thank them; they support us each and every day. And let's go over there and let's just say hi. I've got to come over there and say hi. I haven't got a chance to Alice. I don't know if she won't let me say nothing. But anyway, I'm just messing with you, Alice. All right. I want to thank all of our. I'm glad that production, that first commercial that we played. I want to thank D. Harris Interiors. Great production that was put together. Although I fumbled many a time, but I think we got it right. I hope you all like it. Please, you know something. I say this. You know somebody that got a house, you know somebody got an office building, you know somebody that's building and trying to do something. I would like to have an original design. You know something, we got to stop being cheap, as my mother would say. She said, if you got it, she said, enjoy it. She said, because you can't take it with you. And, people have a tendency that we don't think that some industries are meant for us. Why shouldn't we have an interior designer to come in and to do our office spaces and everything? All those jacked up shade tree interior folks, messing up things, and the paint ain't right. You got streaks, this and that, and the other is not to your liking. They ain't paying attention to you or nothing. Hey, why can't we give our own people an opportunity and a chance with people that look just like us, no matter where they are? Let's give them an opportunity and a chance to do something so wonderful and so great. If you got a business, advertise. You got to start somewhere. If you got a business, link up with somebody that can get the word out for you. Let me say this also to all of you that have this question. Somebody brought it to me. And I want to say this. Do not look, I have not begged, borrowed, or anything, or asked people like they be pleading and begging on There are platforms for you to give and to hit. I want you to hit the like button. I want you to subscribe. If the Macman Morning Show in the morning is something that you like, and if I'm bringing something that you enjoy, you ought to show you ought to be a part of it. There's a lot of things I don't talk about. People got their own ways of doing things. I said that. Well, what's different about the Macman Morning Show than it is about any other platform? I'm a broadcaster. I can't speak about anybody else. I know that there's some real professionals that are out there that their networks and things sponsor them and everything. But I am a broadcaster, reporter, anchor. That's me. That's what that's in broadcast. The voice, radio, television. Thank God. Television real soon for us because we getting ready to come on camera. I'm getting ready to come on camera, folks. Okay. So people can see me. I ain't afraid of nothing like that. I ain't gonna scare you. Your breakfast won't jump off your plate. So there are a lot of things that are that are going on. Don't be afraid to use your to look. You know, you want to look good. You want to look good. I want to say this. You want to look good. You go to Keisha the stylist. Let her hook you up. Okay. People treat themselves. People say we go to Rodeo Drive or we'll go to this mall where the white folks and the rich folks and the ritzy folks got the Macy's and the this and that, or go to the Tanger Mall over there. They got the outlets and everything, and people are trying to look good and to do this and to do that, and we won't spend no money with our folks. Contact her. Let her know. You never know what can be done. But don't be trying to go on the slick end. I'm not saying D Harris Interiors didn't endorse my saying this. I'm saying this about black business, period. Before we get to this other story that's going to make me weep and holler. Because we got some serious problems in our community that we need to get together. I'm not just talking about the community. We need to get it together, folks. We need to establish and get and be a part of this wonderful economy, because it's going to take something to get something. They go for James Mack as well as anybody else. I got to make it happen. Somehow, God, give me the direction to do that I need to do. Brother Lee done popped in. See, just in time, just a nick of time. And Foxy's out there. Wait, Foxy, I'm going to put the link in the chat. So I said I wanted you to come back too. I'm glad that you're here. Wait a minute. Let me go on over here. And I'm going to tell y'all about this other story before I bring everybody up. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Here we go. And I just wanted to just say that we need to pray for our kids. And I ain't going to a break right now. I'll go to break in a minute after I bring the story to you. Let me see what's going on. Thank you, Foxy, for being here. Visibility is vital to the expansion of your brand and your. Would you like to come on and say that again? Would you like to say good morning to the morning show, Ms. D. Harris? At least we know you one of our sponsors. If you got a chance to, if you can't, I understand. I know you're on the project, and you probably can't get a chance to. But if you want to, you're welcome. Because what you said is a mouthful for businesses. Visibility, but then have somebody that has sense to present your products. Don't have just because somebody give a click and a view or this and that and the other. Don't mean everybody's house is not where we supposed to be going. That's right. I ain't supposed to be in certain places. That's not me. So I don't expect just because you're popular does not mean that you're the right platform for me. So I got from the ground up. I'd rather build from the ground up. This platform, this broadcast, this show, this morning show. The morning show is needed. Somebody popped out. Who's that? Lee. Lee, pop back in if you can. Okay, there he is. All right. And I ain't going to talk too long. Hold on a second. Y'all say grand rising and everything. Good grand rising to you, Miss Foxy. Grand rising to you, Brother Lee. Y'all greet the peoples as I prepare this thingamajig right quick. Y'all say good morning or something. Please.
Good morning, Brother Lee.
Great day, everyone. New beginnings.
Beginners, look out now. And I got something here. Y'all give me a chance to do the magic that I do. Hold on, let me stop this right here for a second. I gotta stop this. All right, let me take it now. I'm going to go here. I want y'all to see something. Y'all get y'all kids in order. Come on back, Lee. Y'all come on back.
Come on back,
If you
Lee.
can, he went in and went out. He's out. He'll be back. He'll be back. Come on back, Lee. All right. Let me see. All right. I want y'all to see this. Y'all hang on to your hats. Let's go. Watch this. Let me see. Wait a minute. Come on now. Here we go. Now you're gonna hear some cuss words. Y'all know, y'all heard them before. It's nothing I can do about it. I want y'all to see what these kids are doing. Now y'all seen him hit the teacher. Watch this. These are kids now. All right, let me shut this thing off because it might cause some problem. Thank you. Yes, Miss D. I ain't mean to put you on the spot. I know you're a part of us, and what you said is very, very, very true. And I'll get, but I wanted to bring this to your attention, folks. Grand Rising and all those good things to all of you. Go get somebody to listen to this. If you got kids in school, you got grandchildren in school, please come in and pay attention to this. I might play it again. I don't know, but I don't really want to. You saw what was going on at the Martin Luther King High School, Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. High School in Georgia, DeKalb County, Georgia. The school that's named after Dr. King there. This is a high school, and that brawl happened and the attack happened on this teacher. And as it was going on, you saw some of the school staff tried to come to the aid of the person, but these kids were whooping on their teacher, actually hit the teacher. I heard the smack, paka. I had to play it again. I'm going to play it again. See, y'all think I'm playing. Cause see, some of y'all late and y'all ain't gonna act right. And I don't want to see this part here. I want something else. Hold on. We're gonna go back. Hold on a second. All right. I gotta go back to it. I want you to watch this with me right quick. Let me pull this up. All right, wait a minute. I might have to run it back. Yeah, I need some help, but it'll be all right. God is good. All right, let's see what's going on here. Wait a minute. Hold on. All right, wait a minute. There you go. Did you see that they hit the teacher? High school kids. Mm-hmm. All right, that's enough. That's enough of that. Let me say this before everybody start hollering. All right. Information and inspiration. You're going to get that. I give you the information. The information is this. It ain't just in our schools and black schools. I bring this out because I'm about tired of us acting a fool. And I'm tired of my folks acting nuts. We don't have to be like everybody else. And to see that school and see those students put their hands on this teacher under any circumstances. Somebody needs to be expelled. Somebody's parent needs to go out. This is my personal opinion. The views that I share, let me go put the handle down here. I want y'all to hear this. A lot of people don't want to talk about it. Don't be talking about my child. Don't be talking about my children, okay? When something happened and you're looking for somebody to say, I'm talking about our community. I'm not talking about the white folks. I'm talking about our community. I would not have ever put my hand on my teacher. Never. You couldn't pour me on them. Let me say it again. You couldn't pour me to cuss at my teacher. I ain't talking about my mama. I'm talking about my teacher. Raise my hand at my teacher? That's the kind of respect I had for my good, bad, A, B, C, or D, or F. That still was the authority figure that spent most of their time in my young adulthood. I spent more time half and half with my mama and my teachers. Mama didn't have to deal with me but half the time. Then she came home and went to sleep, ate her dinner, got up and went to work. I saw mama on the weekend, Saturday, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday. She got up on Monday morning. We walked into the bus stop, go to work. And it all goes over again. I would not ever put my hands on Sylvia Nobles. I would have never put my hands on Connie Iandola. I wouldn't have never put my hands on Susan Phillips. I wouldn't have never put my hands on Mr. George Jones. These are teachers. Mr. Jones didn't play. He'll knock you out. He'll punch you. And not what? Oh, you want to stand up? Really? Come on, let's do it. He'll take you to the gym and put the gloves on, say, you bad? You bad. Now, you don't take this serious now. Now, you ready to go, right? We're going to do this like men. And knock you completely, you saw stars. Oh, you want to play with grown folks? This is unacceptable on this Friday. Yes, it's a fabulous Friday, but we need to wake up and see what's going on and what's happening. How are we going to be successful people? How are we going to guide our young people to where they need to go? And these things are happening right there in a school that's named for a freedom fighter. Do they know who Dr. King is, or they just see the pictures? Or the I Had a Dream. Didn't know that folks had to march up and down the South and the North, and people bled and died just for them to go to school and have a decent school building. But yet and still and all, my community, I ain't talking about the white folks. I'm talking about my community. Carver High School, Central High School, Rose Fort High School, Quitman County High School, Clarksdale High School, Aggie High, all them folks, Shelby County School, says they getting ready to take over the school that got so that they are taking over the Memphis Shelby County School District, the state. They say, all right. Negroes, as they say, don't want to do right. They don't want the superintendent that's bringing in, encouraging the students and getting them along. I'm going to be through in a second, Foxy, y'all. Y'all just give me a couple more seconds. I ain't going to be that long. And the person that's motivating the children, y'all don't want them, but you want the person that's going to bring in uncertified teachers and the teachers that had somebody take the test for them, the certification test. Yeah, here right in the region, right here, they had a man taking the test for folks, and they was getting licenses and saying that they were certified teachers. What kind of fool couldn't even spell? One teacher couldn't even spell cat. She just gave the man the $1,500 to take the test for, so she can be a special ed teacher. She couldn't do nothing else. And in the special ed class, they say that's all it is a babysitter, but she was considered a full-fledged educated teacher. NAM degree. NAM, I don't know how you get a license, NAM degree, ain't, man, I didn't see those the types of things that people were doing. But back to this here, this foolishness that happened in MLK High School. Girls and boys supposed to be going to class and doing things, and they punch and hit the call them all kind of names. They done got together. I wonder if that young man and them young men's family, they got them old hoods on your head. I don't like a hoodie. That just ain't me. Just seems like it's so mysterious, and it's just something you're trying to hide your eyeballs or something you're trying to do. I know it's warm when it gets cold. I don't like nothing over my head. I can't see in the peripheral vision. And I think something on the side of me, I can't see in my head that it distracts me. That's just James. But they in there in the school. Well, there was a time you could not walk into school with your hat on. Walk into school with your hat on, gentlemen. The ladies had to take care of theirs off, but the men, we could not wear a baseball cap and come to school raggedy, meaning come to school in our pajamas and all those other things. Boy, did y'all see this, what was going on in Martin Luther King High School, DeKalb County, Georgia? 2025? Yeah, I know they may be doing it in the white school. I'm talking about our kids. We got to get ourselves together as a people and as a community. Somebody needs to be held accountable for what's going on here. That's part of what I wanted to say. Come on in, Brother Lee and Brother Lee and Sister Foxy. How are y'all? Y'all come on in. One of y'all comment on this before I go to hollering on it. I ain't mean to go there, but what y'all think about this? Now I'm on them because, hey man, we got to get ourselves together. Like we done lost our mind, Foxy and Lee. Like we don't know, have no race. Some don't now. But then we lost all. I ain't no way in the world I'd have put my hands on my teacher. Come on, y'all help me out now, and I need you. Come on, who's up?
Well,
Anybody?
well, for me,
Come on. Oh, yes, ma'am.
well, for me, it's terrible, but it's happening in all the schools, junior high and high school. They got one time it started off with a TikTok challenge where you had to fight, you had to hit a teacher or fight your peers in school. It's a TikTok challenge to get as many likes and views on TikTok. And now it's done stirring into a point that they're fighting teachers to get views and likes and clicks. And it's to a point that they're out of hand now. This TikTok, I'm not saying TikTok is all bad, but they're using it to do different types of challenges. And it's happening here in the Maryland area, the DC area, in different high schools. And that right there hitting that teacher, the sad part is we don't know what really happened. We don't know if the teacher said something that offended the kid that made it want to fight, or the kid just wanted to fight the teacher altogether just to show that, I don't take no stuff from nobody, just to, for macho issues.
Yeah.
And it's sad
But
because
let me ask you something though, Foxy. Let me ask you this here real quick. Now, unless they, I guess they say we old school over. I wouldn't care what they say. I looked at this video and I just couldn't believe what I was watching. Would you, in our way of living, would we have got away with something like that if we did something like that? I
oh,
just
oh,
wonder.
HE double hockey sticks. No. Okay. But the thing is, like I was saying to somebody, a content creator, I said last night, the schools, a lot of these teachers are not what we used to have as teachers. Like you were saying, that teacher didn't know how to read or write and anything else, but yet they got a certified teacher. You got teachers out here. I went to school. My son was junior high. He's in about 40 now, but when he was in junior high, my son, I used to, like I said, I worked for a police department for a while, and I used to have a voice activated tape recorder so I could do my reports with it, type up my reports or write up my reports. And my son took mine to school and came back and told me, Mom, I want you to listen because you didn't believe me about this teacher. So I said, well, what are you talking about? He said, you didn't believe me about this teacher. So I said, okay.
So he took the tape recorder to school. What did he do? What happened?
Well, we took it to school and he brought it back. He said, Mom, please just listen. That lady cursed them kids out like they was the kids on the street. When I say curse, I mean curse, called them everything but the child of God. Everything but the child of God. I couldn't believe it. I played it 3 times just to make sure I heard. She told them they weren't going to mount the S. They weren't going to be nothing but little thugs. The little girls weren't going to be
Who said now this is what the teacher said?
Yes, told the kids that they were the little girls weren't going to be nothing but little W's and
wow.
little prostitutes, and I mean, when I said this teacher was nasty, so
Oh,
as a mother, wait a minute, hold up, you talking to my
you got
son?
hot, huh? You got hot.
So I went up there during the parent teacher, work day, and I went up there to meet, and I met all the teachers, and I got to her last, and I said, I'm here to see my son's grades, because she kept sending letters on saying my son was failing, he was failing, he was failing. So
Mm-hmm.
so she opened the book up, and she kept turning the pages, and I ain't see no grades on the book at all. Then she closed up. You don't know your son like I know him. When he's here, he ain't like this at home. And I
You
said,
don't know him like she know. Wait. You birthed that child, right? You brought that
right,
child in the world.
right.
And she said, you don't know nothing about, you don't know that child like she know. The woman, was she a white woman? I'm sorry, y'all. No,
No,
I
she
ain't
was
sorry. Was
no, she was
black
one of us,
woman?
black woman.
Crazy is all I do like that and then said that about them children and everything over these children. She said that. You see what I'm saying?
It's,
Idiocy and stupidity it has no color. Go ahead, Foxy.
honey, I ain't through yet. So I said, she said, oh, I see the acorn don't fall from the tree. I said,
The what? What did she say? The who?
acorn don't fall
The
far from the tree.
acorn. Not the
And
apple that made you an acorn.
I looked at her
I'm
and I said,
sorry.
you know what? I said, you know what? I'm not even gonna waste my time on you,
Yeah.
because where I'm at now, you ain't even worth me going to jail for. So I got up
Mm.
and like, oh, and I said, I'm gonna let you know, the fat lady haven't sung yet. And she's like, huh, how,
Mm.
that person scared me. I said, you
Mm.
just don't know yet. So
Mm.
I went to I went to the principal. Principal wasn't there, the vice principal there. She said, we're going to deal with it. No problem, blah, blah, blah. Well, I
Mm.
told my son to take the tape recorder back again. Let me know if it changed. It never changed. 2 days
Mm.
went by, still didn't change. 3 days went by, still didn't change. So I called a meeting. So when we did decide to have a meeting, it was me.
Mm.
The principal was there with her lawyer. The teacher was there with her lawyer, but she had a white lawyer.
Mm.
So I said, oh, y'all gonna bring the lawyers and think that's gonna scare me? Oh, no. I said, I need your
And you
card.
know all the lawyers and
So
prosecutors.
I said now my lawyer be in contact with you, and then we'll reschedule this meeting. As far as I'm concerned, this meeting will not continue until my lawyer get in contact with your lawyer. And the
Get your
teacher
representation.
she looked at me and smirked.
Mm-hmm.
I said, okay, you think I'm a joke. Okay. So when I came in there with my
Mm-mm.
lawyer and we sat down and they looked at me and they went ahead and did all their talking and they said, Miss Ingram, that's my last name. Said, you
Mm-hmm.
anything you got to say? I said, oh yeah. I said, you got a procedure for children that's been sexually abused. Uh-huh. You got a procedure for a teacher if they're physically abused a kid. Yes. I said, but you don't have one for verbal abuse. But yes, as parents, if we get charged with verbal abuse, we are child abusers.
Mm.
And I said,
Correct.
so I said, okay. I said, well, let me let you hear something that is pun
Oh, got the tape. I got the receipt. You had the receipt. Go ahead.
I said, I wanted to let you hear something for a moment. And I just wanted to see if you might want to decide and get a procedure for this. And I turned it on. And the principal dropped her head. The, the board of education lawyer turned to the side with his head in his hand, like, oh my God, what did we? The union rep.
Yeah.
Now remember, she had a lawyer the first time, the teacher.
All right.
This time she brought a
All right.
union rep. She turned
About
the
the
union
union
rep
rep.
looked at her like, what in the hell you got me into?
Mm.
And I turned it off. I said, should I play some more? They're like, no. I said, this is how it's
Mm.
going to.
Mm.
You're going to go ahead and start a procedure, and I need to know when you're going to start it and how in the process in it. Number two,
Right.
you're going to discipline her, and how you choose to discipline her, I don't care, but she needs to be disciplined. Number three,
Mm.
if I don't get it within 30 days, then the next letter you will receive will be a subpoena going to court.
Wow.
And that's all I
I
have to
don't
say.
think they want. I don't think they wanted to mess with you after that. What? Let me ask this quick, Brother Lee. I want to ask you. Now you got children. You know, my niece and nephew, and I don't know if you had to go to school up there for them or something, but give me your thoughts on what we were reviewing and what Miss Foxy had said. Brother Lee, our co-host, our chief correspondent, and our chief contributor and chief commentator. He's here. Come on, brother Lee.
Well, I would like to say it's enough responsibility or blame, finger pointing, and that's justified to say that what's going on is it's bad. It's unforgivable. The situation that the kids are being taught, how they're learning, the consequences or not having consequences, and how if there's any punishment or something to go on to straighten these kids out. I don't think it's been implemented in a way it's not effective. The thing is that okay, the principal it starts at the top. You know, the principal at that school, if he's not doing his job, then there you go all the way down the line. So that's what really has to be looked at. His team, how did he put that team of teachers together, and what did he tell them that how we can direct these kids and get these kids to learn? First, you got to get them to cooperate. First, you got to get them to adhere to the rules and conduct themselves a certain way. That's number one. And before we can teach them, we must get them in line. And the thing about that is that I'll give you an example. You have to have the kids when they first come into the building. You have rules that what they can and cannot do. They can't wear certain clothing. That's a rule. That's a rule. If they don't have the clothing that the school says is acceptable, then they can't. Now we won't send them home. We will send them to a certain classroom where they will sit and they will learn, but they will not be allowed to go to their regular classes until
in-house suspension.
In-house suspension until the parents, they'll do their work, but they'll have an in-house suspension. So they can't mingle with their friends. And, there's going to be repercussions. Now, here's the thing. And another thing, you got to have security there. They had assistant principals that were, at some time when I grew up, when I was going to school, they had assistant principals administering the security. And so here's the thing. Nowadays, he has a lot of jobs. So you have to have a security force in there to make sure these kids adhere to the rules. What we call monitors. You got hall monitors. That's a form of security.
Wait a minute, Lee, but I was looking in the video, not to cut you off. Hold on 1 second. And I saw like you kind of knew who the staff was. They had the little teachers, the older guys and things like that. You got all these kids, Lee. I'm just saying now. All these kids, they fighting and carrying on and whooping and can't. I mean, you got how much security now they usually have an officer or something like that though. But you got all these kids, man. I mean, wouldn't that be something to handle?
No, that would not be something to handle. At my school, we had over 3,000 kids at my high school. So, and everybody adhered to the rules. And you may have a few of them that try to, get out of line, but what? I'm gonna tell you this. Look, when you have assistant principal or hall monitor, you know what they call them, Mr. So-and-so or Miss So-and-so, and they respected them. They didn't like them. But and at times when the school year went on, they actually liked that individual. They respected them and liked them. They would say, "Hey, Mr. So-and-so, hey, Miss So-and-so," and they speak to them when they come in. At first, in the beginning, they didn't like it, but then they liked that discipline. They liked the fact that there was an order. And see, that kids want order. Kids want discipline. They don't want the chaos that you saw on that monitor. True. They want you to step up and be a parent. Now, if you just clocking in and clocking out as a teacher and just doing your time, of course, it's going to be a trying time. It's going to be difficult to do your job. But I volunteer at a school down the street from my home, and I volunteer during lunchtime. several lunches, not just one period, two period. I do the whole period. When I'm there, I do from the beginning of the school lunch period to the end of the maybe 3-4 periods. I'm there when I got time. And the kids, they didn't like it at first, but then they show respect, because I'm gonna give you an example. There's a middle school down there, and when they eat the lunches, you know, they get the lunches, they have an apple or something like that. Usually they have an apple with their lunches, and they didn't eat the apple, and they would throw the apple in the garbage when they walk by me. I say, look, you don't do that. You don't do that. You know, you put that apple back on the table. They clean it, they wash it off, and you know, you can't throw food away. And then when the kids would stand up and they would go from table to table talking, and I said, we don't do that. You sit there. You behave yourself. You don't raise your voice.
Did they call you Mr. Lee? Mr. Lee?
Yeah, yes, they
or Mr.
did.
McClellan?
They actually loved me when I was there. When I showed up, and being a black male, the kids didn't see that often. And when they see that, they straighten up. And when the young ladies are telling me, I ask them questions about how's your grades coming. I'll ask the kids that don't talk to nobody sitting in the corner. I say, hey, I sit down, I sit at the table, and I'll talk to them. I'll find out what your interests are, how well you're doing in school, you know, anything going on at home or in the school that you may feel that's affecting your studies. I'll talk to them. I'll sit and talk to the young girls, and I'll talk to them, and they'll talk about what boy likes them, and I'll tell them, look, you got to have more respect for yourself. You got to I tell them, you got to think highly of yourself. And I sit and I talk to the boys over there, and I tell them, look, straighten up. Don't do this and don't do that. And here's why you should not do it. And I had some kids, I had some young boys, we had brought them into the office. My son had volunteered that day too. And we took them to the principal's office and the young black boys, because this is a mostly predominantly white school. And they were harassing the black girls. And they were calling them names and, you know, racist names. And they thought it was funny. And we got them in the room. We got them in the principal's office. We sat down and we explained to them how you should not do that. Us of all people, that is not funny. That is detrimental. You respect each other, especially us, each other. And I told him that. I said, look, I will be watching you from now on. I will be monitoring you. I will be making sure this behavior does not come up again. So in other words, you showed an interest in them, and they gained the respect, and they gained you gained their respect. And they see you coming because you just didn't just show up there and say, well, I'm Mr. Lee, I'm here to make sure y'all don't fight or nothing, but you tried to give something back to them, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, most definitely. If they had a basketball, any kind of thing they had going on in school, I would show up at those events. You know, I would take interest in what they're doing. And I would tell them, look, you can do anything. If you can catch kids at that early age, it's good to catch them that early, because it's just beginning to form their personality, their identity. And when you get them like that and say, look, you can do anything, and show them and show interest in them, I'm going to tell you something. It does wonders. People think, well, you kids today. No, they're like the kids of every day. Because if you show interest and pour into kids, they will become great adults.
They will.
See, that's the thing. Those kids are not bad kids. They're just being supervised
or not being supervised. Foxy, you know, yeah. But Lee, you know what I was saying to you was, you know, for you to be doing what you're doing. And that's commendable. You know, that's something to think about. If the brothers would get together, I can only speak about people that I know, would just get together, whether you're a husband, boyfriend, whatever it is, or you know that you're with kids, and now you got to be right now, and go and just stand there as the kids walk to school, and just stand out there and make sure that they get to school or they're, and that they got those, I think in the city, they got the safe passage and they got people that have these vests on. They're employees and things of the school system. But then there was something that I was real impressed with some men that would come to the school and be mentors and different things. A lot of things are going on, but there's still some good people. Foxy, go ahead, Lee, and then Miss Foxy, I want you to see what you got to say about school time too.
I would say this, and I'll give you an example. At my daughter's school, it was a predominantly black school, and I volunteered. My grandson asked me would I come up there. He's 12 years old. He asked me would I come up there and do career day. So because a lot of the kids had relatives or family members that would come up there. They had some brothers from some sororities that was up there. They had some sisters that was there. And I came up there. They said, well, I told them what my career was, and then I told them that I do comedy, and they said, could I do some comedy? And I was wondering, how do you do comedy at fifth and sixth graders? And so I came up with some comedy that could relate to them that was not adult comedy. And they thought it was very funny. They thought it was very entertaining. And the thing is that if you can relate to the kids. Just think about how it is to be 12 years old. Everybody was 12. Everybody was 11. Everybody was 10. How did you feel when you were that age? Then you act accordingly. How did it make you feel to have the teacher talk to you any kind of way? How did it make you feel when you behaved yourself and you got good grades? How did it make you feel? That's what we first have to ask ourselves. And I'll let Sister talk.
Come on, wait, let me say this before you come. Hey, brother Martin G is here. See, Martin, you started this last night on your show, and I played the tape of what happened at the Martin Luther King High School there. And that's what we were discussing. But I just wanted to shout out to my buddy, my broadcast brother Martin G. Johnson, the original crime chaser. Go ahead, Foxy. That's our big brother, ain't it?
Yes, that's our big brother, Martin G in the house. Also when our kids were going to school, we had young men that was on the corner to make sure our young boys went to school. They went to school safely. Nobody bothered them, the young girls and the young boys. Used to have a community of men that would stand on the corner, make sure they got to school safely, make sure they was on their way home safely. But now the kids, there's no respect anymore. They have no respect anymore. And now they're calling it any means necessary. There's no respect there. But like Brother Lee said, it starts in the home. If they have no respect in the home, they're not going to have any respect out in the street or in the schools or on the jobs. They don't have any respect anymore. They don't go by. Me, I live in a high rise, and there's a lot of young people in my building. And I go by and I say, hello, Queen, hello, King. And this shocks them. And one young man got on the elevator, and he smelled just like a weed, strong. I said, "Oh, you had some good weed." And he looked at me. He said,
What did you say? I'm sorry. Again, you said who weed. What you call it?
Who we?
Who we? All right.
And I said, he said, I'm sorry, ma'am. I said, it's okay. I said, but you need to, when you do that, you need to be out in the open when you do it, so it won't be so strong on your clothes and your body. Then it won't affect everybody. Some older people, they can't breathe with certain smells, and it causes them problems with their health. So you got to be a little more mindful of the older people. Okay? He said, yes, ma'am. No problem. No lip back, nothing. But it was how I addressed him. I didn't come at him. You don't need to smell that. And you that. No, I came at him politely and nicely, and I talked to him. And I found the more you talk to them and meet them where they're at and talk to them, you have more effect on them than you do coming at them. And a lot of the young people that I talk to, they said they rather for the adults to talk to them, not talk at them. And a lot of adults talk at them, and they feel like you put them down. You talk to them, they give you more respect. He talked to them, he would talk at them. And that's the reason why Brother Lee got the respect. But a lot of older people out here don't get this respect. They don't talk to them. They don't understand what they're going through out there. It's hard enough they're being labeled as a young black man in a society where blacks are considered bad. A lot of people say when the Big Brother and Big Sister program was out there, they would help the kids till they got 12 or 13. From 13 to 19, they said there's no need to telling them that, they ain't gonna listen to us anyway, so we ain't gonna tell them nothing. Well, that's the age they really need us. From 13 to 19 is the age they really need us to talk to them, not talk at them, talk to them. That would have caused
we had a lot of Foxy, I wanted to say this, and Lee. We had resources in the community. What the school is, Lee's old high school over there, they closed Finger High School down. Shocked me when I got the information about it. Lee shocked me. I said, no, they didn't close Christian Finger. And they used to have basketball, midnight basketball. Like in the evening, you can go to the gym. You didn't see a lot of people on the street doing this, doing that. Lee them wasn't on the street doing this, doing that. They was in that gym. They was doing things. I know that things were different. But something that's just frightening, Foxy and Lee, not frightening, but just concerning to me. Like Lee, you were saying that what if the presence was there? What if there were more volunteers or more people that were willing to just step up to the plate and say, we need to just go, I need to go down there and just be a visible presence in the school. If they see some men in the school, if they see some, responsible adults in the school, the police is there. They don't, I've seen people, Foxy and Lee, talk to the police. I would never. I don't care what. I ain't scared of them. I just respect your authority, sir. And that badge that's on your chest. I'm not. I mean, the generation that's going on now, and the stuff that's going around, and the tapes and the things that are going around. They don't care about authority. No respect for any authority. And I'm not just saying the authorities on the street, but even in the home. I mean, everybody is not as fortunate as we were to get our heads split, as we say. My mama didn't. I don't care, but I had enough brothers and sisters and folks that they didn't play neither, and it's just something. I couldn't have clowned like that in school and live in my house and still be living. I hit the teacher. Come on, Foxy and Lee, talk to me, y'all.
But you got to look at Brother James. You got to look at what's going on. There's no programs out here for these kids. From the age 13 to 18 and 19, there's no programs. They done close down a lot of the Boys and Girls Clubs. They done close down a lot of places where they used to go and play basketball. They don't monitor, closed it down where they can't go play, basketball. Some of them go out to school after they finish their homework, go out there and just let go of all their frustration on the basketball court or run track or do anything. Now they don't have anything for these kids to do. They don't have those sports anymore for them after school programs or gyms or whatever for them to go to. These kids are only going to what's on the street, and that's it. So there's no respect on the street to a certain level. Used to, there was a certain level of respect in the street. They don't even have that anymore. There was a code, they had the street code. They call it the street code. They don't even have street codes anymore. A lot of
Brother
things
Lee,
have
y'all.
changed for us.
Oh, I'm sorry, but the street code though, what you know about the street code?
Oh, I know.
Foxy, you know a whole lot. Talk about what you call it, some yum yum good, or what did you call it?
Ooh wee,
The
ooh wee.
ooh wee, the who.
And
Come
that's
on,
the
Well,
brother Lee. Come on,
well,
come on, brother
again,
Lee. Come
we
on.
can't, we shouldn't blame the kids. See, we're blaming the kids. And see, we blaming someone who doesn't have a fully developed personality, still growing in the brain, still growing in the body,
right.
hormones, puberty, all of that. And see, without any guidance, any correct guidance. And the thing about the police in our community, they have a bad reputation because they do bad things.
That's right.
You know, they are allowed by the Supreme Court to lie on you.
Mm-hmm.
So we gotta understand what you're looking at when you see, when you're a kid and you know your dad has been stopped and pulled over and disrespected. How that kid's gonna get respect for the police? When the kids see that the police allowing these people to sell drugs in their community, how do you have respect for the police when they know that everybody in that community knows where the drug dealers is, including the police, and they don't do anything?
That part.
So how do you have respect for the police when they stop you for just walking on the street and ask you where you going? It's none of their business where I'm going. It's none of business where I live. It's none of business where I work at. But they'll ask you, where do you work? Where do you live? Why are you here? You could be in your own community and ask you, where are you going? Have I committed a crime?
Nope.
No. So when you got the police acting like Gestapo and you say, well, why don't they respect them? How can you respect something that is against you?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter what you're doing. You could be doing right, and they'll say you're doing wrong just because you are breathing. So, and it doesn't matter what color the police is. It's like they're all trained to do wrong. You got some good police officers, but you got a lot of bad ones where they follow what the other one is doing because they don't want to be ostracized. They don't want to be ostracized in their police law enforcement community, so they're gonna do wrong too, or they're gonna look the other way.
That is so true.
They care about more what the other police think of them than the people who actually put them in a position.
That's like our mayor, Marion Barry, God bless his soul. He went out there and he brought us together. He brought the community together. I think it was every other Friday at one time, they were bringing the community together with them and acting with them. He wanted that bond where the people feel more protected than threat. And they had police officers that lived in the community with something going on with Mike or something.
Uh-oh. Can you hear me? Is it coming in?
It's like
okay. How about now? Oh, okay. Well, look, this is what we're gonna do. Can you hear me, everybody? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's like a hum when you.
I can hear you. It's a lot of static.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, folks. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. We're gonna get this right. Well, we're clearing out our week this week. And as and I'm just happy that we had an opportunity to share with you. No, I'm not going to talk about Shannon Sharp. Somebody sent me a message. No, I'm not going to do that. I ain't got no time to wonder what that man is doing, who he's doing things with. I don't do that kind of journalism. I'm sorry for that. But listen here, we will be back here on the McMahon Morning Show, God willing, on Monday. I want to thank Foxy to Roxy 3. I want to thank Brother Lee, our co-host and our chief contributor, chief commentator, to everybody that's shared with us this week. Thank you for supporting us and being there for us. Listen, love somebody. It ain't going to cost you not one dime to love somebody. And then as we continue to move forward, let's enjoy our weekend, and then we'll be right back here at 9 o'clock Central Standard, not Eastern, Central Standard Time, right here on the McMahon Morning Show. Good afternoon. I'm not after this afternoon somewhere. Good morning. God bless all of y'all. We'll see you on next week.
It's a McMahon Morning Show. 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 Sitting at home when you ain't